Have you ever had a lab where students are moving, talking, and asking questions that were already discussed, and one student in the group is doing all of the work while others are just standing around? Managing this environment can be challenging, especially when students are expected to effectively collaborate. In this webinar, I will share how structuring kitchen groups using the Partners in Learning model can improve classroom management and create an organized, engaging, and collaborative lab experience. When kitchen groups lack structure, several classroom management issues can appear. Participation often becomes unequal, with one student doing most of the work while others remain off task, causing chaos in your kitchen or even testing your patience. You also have that one student who conveniently always needs to use the restroom when it's time to start washing dishes. Students may also become confused about their roles and responsibilities, which slows the workflow and creates frustration within the group. These challenges can lead to poor time management, causing groups to fall behind and struggle to complete the lab or finish cleaning the kitchen, which leads to the teacher either having to finish or writing late classes for the students. A lack of structure can create safety concerns because students may not be fully aware of proper procedures or their responsibilities in the kitchen. Over time, it will lead to uneven skill development, with not all students having the opportunity to practice essential culinary techniques. Teachers may also experience increased frustration and burnout instead of enjoying the engaging hands on labs. Thankfully, though, there is a solution to the challenge of a chaotic kitchen. One effective approach is the Partners in Learning model, which is designed to promote student collaboration and ensure equal participation in group tasks. In this model, the teacher organizes students into small groups to work together on a task or to demonstrate a skill. Students share responsibility for the process and also for the final outcome. A key component of the model is that each group member has a clearly defined role and responsibility. This type of structure ensures that all students are actively involved in the learning experience and are not relying on one person to do all of the work. Using this model, students develop essential skills such as communication, collaboration, and empathy. Student groups build cohesion and accountability, which fosters a supportive and positive learning environment. So, what does this look like in a culinary lab? Using the Partners in Learning model, teachers assign structured roles within each group, such as executive chef, sous chef, prep cook, and kitchen porter. Each role comes with clear expectations and responsibilities that guide student behavior and workflow during the lab. Here are some examples of what the roles could look like in your class. The executive chef oversees timing and coordination and ensures that all components are completed for the final dish. The sous chef manages the main dish and supports the executive chef. The prep cook prepares the ingredients using skills learned in class, such as chopping or measuring. And the kitchen porter maintains cleanliness and sanitation throughout the lab. It is important, though, that the roles rotate frequently so that all students have the opportunity to practice and demonstrate the essential skills that they're learning. In the beginning, teachers may need to assign the roles until students get used to the structure and rotations. To keep this organized, I recommend using a simple wall chart or a calendar. Assign students a number within their group, numbers 1 through 4, to easily track roles. For example, all ones are executive chefs on the same day. Students can see the roles and won't have to guess which responsibilities they have or argue over who is going to be executive chef for this particular lab. To keep students accountable, teachers should create tools like checklists and rubrics. These tools ensure consistent and objective evaluation of progress and performance. Teachers can use these tools to grade students individually and also as a group. In culinary arts, accountability is especially important because students are preparing food that will potentially be served to others. So, safety, sanitation, and teamwork must be taken seriously. If you scan the QR code that you see on the screen, it's going to take you to a Google Doc that has examples of different checklists that could be used for kitchen groups. These role specific checklists help to clarify expectations for each student during lab activities. This mirrors real world kitchen brigade systems that are used in the culinary industry. I like to laminate the checklist and I place them in the kitchens so that they are available for each class period, and students can use a dry erase marker on the checklist and just erase them after I check it off. So let's say I'm conducting a pasta lab. I would assign each student a specific role within the group. Students complete a checklist aligned to their role, and I use a rubric to assess individual and group performance. Using the Partners in Learning model, the executive chef monitors the timing of the pasta to ensure it is al dente or just right, and also coordinates the plating. The sous chef prepares and cooks the sauce. The prep cook measures and preps the ingredients that are needed, such as grating the cheese. And the kitchen porter washes the dishes and maintains sanitation. The students will be assessed on their individual performance, but also on the execution and plating of the pasta dish. So that's a group performance. In another example, such as a baking lab, this structure helps prevent common issues like multiple students trying to measure at the same time, or skipping steps, or missing ingredients. Each role ensures the process runs efficiently and safely. The checklist can be adjusted to fit different labs or settings. For example, in my advanced culinary class, they handle a lot of the catering on campus, and I would make the checklist for different steps or dishes that had to be prepared on a certain day. When student partnerships are intentionally structured, it has a direct impact on classroom management in several ways. It reduces confusion and chaos because when each student has a clearly defined role, they know what is expected and their responsibilities. This reduces questions, hesitation, and disorganization. It increases engagement because every student has an active role. This keeps them involved and focused. Structuring grouping improves safety and also reduces off task behavior. Students are accountable for their specific roles, which encourages them to take ownership and contribute to the group's success. Since students rely on each other to complete the lab, they develop communication skills, teamwork, and respect, which fosters a sense of community. There are also several benefits for teachers. The Partners in Learning model reduces the need for constant direction because students know their roles. There's improvement in monitoring and assessment, which makes grading clearer and also holds students accountable. They know the expectations, they know how they're going to be graded. Using the same structure for each lab reduces the amount of reteaching procedures because students already know what is expected of them. Consistency and routines are needed for efficiency and safety, allowing the teacher to focus more on instruction and less on managing behavior. Effective classroom management in the culinary lab comes down to intentional structure. As you think about your own classroom, here are a few key takeaways that can make hands on labs more enjoyable for you and your students. Assign clear roles to promote accountability. Use rotation systems to support skill development and implement simple accountability tools like checklists and rubrics for grading. By structuring kitchen groups and roles intentionally, teachers can shift from managing chaos to facilitating meaningful student centered learning. These small adjustments can make a significant difference in student learning and classroom management. So start by assigning roles and a simple checklist. Save your sanity and build structured kitchen groups. It is going to change your experience in that kitchen you're teaching in. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned more about how to manage and structure your kitchen groups. Thank you.